Okay, welcome back to another video. In this video, we are going to focus on repeaters, which are a great way to save time when you're designing websites in Wix Studio. And repeaters are just like they sound, they repeat. So they're a series of items that repeats over and over, and you just have to design them one time, and then you can duplicate items really quickly. So let me show you a fast example in here. You're going to go to the plus button, then you're going to go to Layout Tools, and you can find repeaters here, or you can also go to Quick Add and you can find the repeaters right here. So I'm just going to do the Quick Add one for now, and then really quickly you get to choose the layout type. So if you want cards or a list, you can choose that. If you ever want to change it later, you just go over here to the side, and then you can, I clicked the wrong repeater there, sorry, this repeater. You can change the display type. So maybe it's a slider, maybe it's a grid. So whatever it is, you can change it up. I'm going to use just the cards for this one, and I'm going to get it back to 3 cards, number of items 3. And so here's my repeater, and I'm going to stretch this to fill the space of the section, and then I'm just going to make a quick repeater here, a simple one. So I'm going to have a title, a paragraph, and a button, and you can see that as I am putting these elements on here, it's repeating across these. So if I add another item, if I go into my repeater again, I can add an item, I can add another one and another one, so now I have 6. And they're all exactly the same. And then if I want to style these, I can style them exactly how I want to. So for example, one thing that I might want to do is put these in a stack and then center my stack, and then maybe on the item itself I want to give myself some padding so that there's some space around to keep this content in this box. Another great thing about repeaters is you can space out these different sections. So for example, that was the padding, but I can also, once I'm into the repeater level, I can put the gaps. So this is the horizontal and vertical gap. So I'm going to put 12 pixels and 12 pixels. So now these are spaced out evenly, but if I wanted to, I could have an even bigger gap from top to bottom. So I've got vertical and horizontal, and I can pick the number of items. So maybe I want 5 items on one line instead of 3, or maybe I just want 2, right? So you can really customize these however you want to. And then if you were to switch it, you might have to get these to center again a little bit. So there we go. And in my stack, I could also choose how much space is between the item. So again, this is how we can make these websites pixel perfect every single time. And so now I've got this really great section of items, and if I ever want to manage the items, I just come in here to the repeater. Again, once I'm on the repeater, I can click manage, and I can duplicate this item, I can rename it, I can delete it. So maybe this is a services section, and so I'm gonna add a cell on top here. We don't want a grid. Row to top, there we go. So now I've got a little grid, so maybe I want to throw in a title right here and say services. And now this might be my services section. And of course we could style all these things too. So now our heading grid has some padding, perfect, and then these are our different services. So if I had service 1, I could go in here to each of these items, and I could make sure that these items had names and everything associated with them. So the other great thing about repeaters too that I haven't mentioned yet is you can do an A/B pattern if you want to. So what means is what if I change the design on this B, it's only going to change every second one, right? So not all of them. So now just the second one, A, B, it goes A, B, A, B. If I don't want that on, then it's going to, oops, I clicked the wrong thing there. If I don't want that on, then it's going to take off that styling. And then once I change it, it'll change all the repeaters at the same time, all the items. So if you want to style them every other, you can. You can do the whole A-B pattern thing. You don't have to, but you can, which is pretty cool. And then this too, you can also get some things here, directions, items per row, the alignment of the items, etc. So again, in Wix Studio, it's just super important to remember what part of what element you're actually editing. And so you saw me a lot of times have to click through a couple times to get to either the item or the stack or the repeater. That's why this layers panel is so important. But yeah, repeaters will save you a ton of time. Anytime you have to duplicate a section or an item and it's going to look the same or look similar, repeaters are a great way to make sure that you get a consistent look, and you only have to design it one time. So if I add something new to this repeater and to this stack, so I'm going to attach it here, and then I can actually put where it's going to be in the stack. You see that blue line coming up? Now it's going to be in the stack for all of these. And with a little bit of effort, I now have an icon that I can use throughout this stack. So now all of these look the same, and I'm going to do one change. So yeah, repeaters, anytime you can use them as much as possible because they'll save you a ton of time. And we found those again by going to Quick Elements, and you can either go to Layout Tools and Repeaters, and they have some of the set presets there, or you can go to Quick Add and add them in. So I will see you guys in the next video, but I hope you can use your repeaters often.